You wanted it? Wow. Let me have it.
You pick it, you carry it. You don't want a pumpkin, why?
I don't want a pumpkin either.
Well, do you want a gourd? That's a little one that might look like a pumpkin? Not even a teeny tiny one? What if I find you a tiny little cute one? Would you want that one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look for one for you.
Me too. I want a toy. I don't want that. Food. I like food. I like food. I said ice cream. I got ice cream. You gotta get a pumpkin. Ice cream.
What's ice cream?
I know. Make something with those.
Good question. I'll find something to do with it.
Mine's yours. Pumpkin pie. I got no. Ow! That's mine.
Show me what you have.
Give me my pumpkin. Wait a second. Come on, these are my pumpkins. Man.
Miss Jones, what did you get? What'd you get?
Cheese. 2. 1 and 1 is 2.
Alright, don't put me in the back because I'm going to blend in. And I don't want to
Ever. We use what's called a picking bucket, and we carry this over to the trees, and we pick apples in it. Your bags were about 5 pounds. This is about 40 to 45 pounds when it has apples in it. So you guys thought your bags were heavy. That's nothing. So we fill it up with apples, then we take it over to a big, all the apples come falling out of the bottom. And we pack it back up, and we keep going until all the apples are picked or all the bins are full. And all the bins are never full because Mr. Mackey up there just brings us more bins.
That's
He's
Mr.
crazy. That's Mr. Mackey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Mackey.
So, does anybody
Tio.
have any
Tio.
apple questions for me
Tracy.
first? We'll do apple questions first. Yes.
Where did apples come from when they knew how to plant apples?
Okay, what we do, the question was, where do apples come from when we know we want to plant apple trees? We buy our apples from what's called a nursery. We buy baby apple trees. We don't do them from seed because that would be like, I would be retired before they grow into trees.
But how, a long time ago, how did they manage to plant apple trees when they didn't have apples?
When they didn't have apples, I think one apple started in an area, and then when people were starting to move around, they would bring apples with them, and then the seeds would go into trees, and then it just got more and more and more. As people got further and further around, trees got more and more popular. But where we get our trees, we buy baby trees from a nursery, and then we plant the baby trees, and it takes 3 whole years to get apples off a baby apple tree. So, anybody have any other apple questions? Yes.
Where do apples grow?
Where do apples grow? Up here on the orchard. That's why it's called an orchard. A farm that has cows is called maybe a dairy farm, and vegetable farms they have, and they have cranberry bogs for people who grow cranberries. But a farm that grows fruit like this is called an orchard. That's why we're Mackey's Orchard. Yes.
Mackey's Orchard.
Your name
How do the apples grow in the beginning of in the winter time? You know how all trees kind of go to sleep for the winter? When they wake up in the spring, they'll get flowers on them. And if everything goes right, that flower will turn into a little baby apple. And the apple gets bigger and bigger and bigger. In June, we plant the pumpkin seeds. You know how all pumpkins have seeds in them? Well, we plant pumpkin seeds in the ground in June. And slowly pumpkin vines start coming out of the ground, and they create flowers too. And if everything goes right, the flower turns into a little pumpkin that gets bigger. All pumpkins are green when they start. And then as it gets closer, you knew that, didn't you? Yeah, there's a partial, there's a half green and half orange one there. And if it gets ready in time, then it turns orange and then you pick them. So you have them for Halloween. Yeah. Anybody else have pumpkin questions? Yes. Where do they come from? From the seed in the ground. Yep, from the seed in the ground. And we buy the seed from a seed company. Yes. Did you have a question or did I answer it? Anybody else? Yes.
Go ahead. I'll see where it comes from. Inside a pumpkin.
What's inside a pumpkin?
Oh, that's easy.
And what we call pumpkin guts. All the sliminess inside the pumpkin and the seeds. And you can cut it open and scoop it out. And the seeds come out. And then the wall of the pumpkin is called the flesh of the pumpkin. And if it's a pumpkin that you can eat, you can scrape that flesh out and cook it. And you can make pumpkin pie and pumpkin rolls and pumpkin muffins and all kinds of other stuff. Pumpkin donuts. Anybody else?
I want donuts.
That's not a question.
How do you make pumpkin if there were no pumpkins or no pumpkin seeds?
I don't think you could if there were no pumpkins and pumpkin seeds. But lucky for us, we have seed companies that'll be happy to sell us pumpkin seeds. Shoot! Or we'd have no pumpkins for you guys to pick.
I love it.
Anybody else?
I like
Oh,
the
yes.
twit. Where do these come from?
Yeah,
Gourds, the same kind of thing as a pumpkin. They have seeds in them, believe it or not, but they aren't edible. You can't eat them. They're just for decoration. So you plant them in the ground about the same time as you plant the pumpkins. They grow on vines. They make flowers. The flowers turn into gourds, and they're really cool. They're cool for decoration, but you don't want to eat them. They won't make you sick or anything. They just won't taste very good.
So pumpkins come from flowers?
Seeds, the seeds turn into the flowers, and then if there's appropriate pollination and there's male and female flowers, and then they'll develop into the pumpkins.
So why don't they have pumpkin flowers?
You can actually, yeah, it's a delicacy. You can buy pumpkin flowers.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, Mr. Mackey, we're ready.
Let's roll, Mr. Mackey.
That was fun.